What's up, y'all? My name is Seth Packan, and this is where small town brains talk about big city nonsense. This is Podunk Perspective. Check 1 2. Podunk Perspective. We are back with my man Clay Barker. How we doing?
Oh, just living life. Just got off the golf course. Couldn't be a better Friday right before the 4th.
How was that? What'd you shoot?
I shot 44 on 9. We only played 9.
Okay.
So I was playing pretty good bogey golf today, I guess. For the
Where'd you go?
Shelby.
Sweet.
Yeah, Shelby, now that they've redone it all and made it a little bit nicer out there. Wasn't too bad. I like playing Shelby because of how open it is, so I can shank the ball. I have a terrible slice, so I can, send that thing far right, and then it's still,
For sure.
pretty findable.
Do you golf a lot? Are you, super into it?
For the most part, yeah.
I feel like in country music specifically, there's a big golf scene.
I feel
a lot
it's
of artists.
a new thing.
Golf, yeah.
For sure.
Especially, I feel like Tennessee in general, right? They have a lot of really good courses around.
100%. Hermitage. What do they call it now? Opry Mills, Gaylord?
Yeah.
I don't know if they changed it to one of them, but
I think
used to play it all the time until they started charging like $180 for like a round, and I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe not anymore on that one.
Damn, that's wild.
But, yeah.
So, obviously, you're an artist in town. Tell us where you're from and how you got started in music.
Originally from about 45 minutes from Auburn, a little town called Alexander City, Alabama. Mm-hmm. Lake Martin, shout out to the crew back there. I was there, went to school there, moved here about 7 years ago.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, dude.
What made you get into music and really make the move to Nashville?
I guess I started playing music at a super young age, playing drums originally. Mm-hmm. My granddaddy bought me a drum set when I was maybe 10 years old or so. And I was playing rock bands, rock cover bands, stuff like that. Got into the Christian contemporary world, was in a band there for a while. I guess before that, I played in metal bands. Screamo metal bands, played drums.
What a transition.
Used to wear skinny jeans, hold 9 yards. I guess it was a phase. Did that for a while, and then my best friend and I, we both played drums and wanted to start a band together, so we flipped a coin on who was going to have to play drums, and I lost, so I had to learn how to play guitar.
Dang.
Then we had a guitar player, got a bass player, but we didn't have anybody that was singing in the band. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll try it out.
Yeah.
My mom used to sing back in the day. She went to college on a scholarship for show choir type stuff. And so I was like, I guess maybe it's in my blood.
Right.
So I just started singing that way, doing the contemporary Christian stuff.
Right.
And that's kind of what got me into singing.
Well, that's really cool. I feel like, a lot of people that don't necessarily know how the music scene works, but it is pretty common to have a whole band be together and then not have a lead singer.
1,000%.
It's wild.
Dude, we played rock cover songs for years. It was just like Sweet Child of Mine, and it was just the guitar.
What did your first gig look like? Do you remember?
Yeah, I played for my own birthday party
Awesome.
at age 13, and it was at my mom's house, and we set up in the garage. We had we had some UV lights hung up, and maybe a floodlight or two that was red, like a red and green floodlight coming from the back. Mm-hmm. Had the stage, the whole 9 yards in there, and a fog machine. And I can remember that they opened those garage doors, and all 20 people that were at my birthday or whatever were standing out there. The fog's rolling out. Looked like we'd been hotboxing the garage at 13 years old. And we were playing a really bad version of Enter Sandman, I think, was what we were coming out to. And, everybody it was horrible. Mm-hmm. But, that was the first one ever.
Damn, that's really cool.
First gig ever.
What artists were you growing up on? Maybe you're playing, maybe your parents were playing around the house or, listening to it in the car?
Dude, everything. A lot of Motown. So we listened to a lot of the old school stuff. Al Green, Bee Gees.
Yeah.
We listened to a lot of the Eagles.
Heck yeah.
A ton of the Eagles. My folks were big fans of Keith Urban. And then obviously my grandparents and my parents themselves, big fans of Hank, Allen. Went to Aquapalooza on Lake Martin to see Allen. So that's now that he's done doing the whole thing.
Yeah.
At least I got to see him once. I was
that's cool.
Young. I don't know, 14 probably when I saw him. But it was a cool way to be just floating in the lake on a tube and watching Alan Jackson.
Yeah, that's
I didn't even
experience.
know. Dude, I didn't even know what.
That would be cooler than his last show, to be honest.
I don't know. The last show probably had to be badass too. Did you go to it?
No, dude, I will say I did have FOMO. I didn't really think of it about it that much until it happened. I saw people post and I was damn, I've never seen Alan Jackson. I've seen George Strait, but not Alan Jackson.
Well, that's still a good one to be able to also see King. So
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, you make that transition to Nashville, right? Did you plan on doing country moving here, or were you doing?
Yeah, 100%. So when I went to school at Auburn, originally was going to physical therapy school and was just going to be a college kid and grow up and be an adult. And my senior year, I met a guy named Mitch Wallace who manages me and has been managing me for years now. And he was like, I went over to a party at his house. We were all just drinking, having a good time. And we all worked at the same apartment complex. And one of our coworkers was like, hey, Clay, don't you play guitar? And I was like, yeah, I do. I hadn't played a guitar for real in like 2 or 3 years at this point in time, other than maybe sitting around and just, picking around on it for fun. I was like, yeah. And she was like, Mitch, do you have a guitar here? And the way he tells the story is he's like, all hell, here comes another college kid about to play me, a bad Corey Smith cover or something like that. So he ended up going to get the guitar, bring it down, and I played a song that I had written, I don't know, a year or so before, maybe 2 years before. And I left that party, and then the next day he came to work and came in, and he was like, dude, what are you doing with the whole music thing? And I was like, nothing. I'm going to PT school, and I'm just going to, do the thing. And he was like, well, let me just book you a show. And I was hesitant about it at first. The girl I was dating at the time, we both were on track to go to PT school and all that. And I was like, I think I'm just going to rock and roll with this. So maybe about a month or two later, he comes back to me and he's talking about it again. And that girl and I had broken up. So I guess I was on my rebellious phase here. And I was like, you know what? To hell with it. Let's do it. Let's book a show. So he books me a show. He books me 2 dates, a Friday and a Saturday. One was at Bourbon Street Bar in Auburn, Alabama. One was at Zydeco in Birmingham, Alabama. And I opened up for Mitchell Tenpenny, my first show ever as like an independent country music artist.
That's sick.
Opened up for Mitchell, but this was back when Drunk Me wasn't even out yet.
Right.
It was Bitches was his only like big song back then.
Which was a great
still a smash. Absolutely. Still a smash. But yeah, dude, we played for like 35 people like at both venues, and then Drunk Me came out like 2 months after that, and Mitchell like blew up.
Damn, that's really cool.
Crazy story.
What was your initial thought when you moved to Nashville, and like experiencing, Music City?
Well, I moved up here mostly to be around better songwriters. I was doing the artist thing, but there weren't a ton of people in Alabama that were just, constantly co-writing and whatnot, and I knew that this was the place to come. And we had a buddy up here, Trey Lewis, that was already living here, so we called Trey and we were like, hey, we're considering moving up to Nashville, like, what do you think we should do? And he was like, well, hell, I'm up here. Why don't y'all just come move in with me? We're like, all right, cool, let's do it. So move up here. And, dude, my initial reaction, I went to Revival back when it was at Tin Roof back in the day. And I don't remember who all was on the pew playing that night, but I feel like Ben Chapman was probably playing.
Damn.
Vinny Gabley, dude, it was Ashton Kraft, I think, was playing that night. It was just a powerhouse round. Dylan Carmichael, I think, might have been on that one. Either maybe Channing Wilson. Dude, it was a crazy round. And it's my first time ever like going to a writer's round in town once I moved here. And I did exactly what everybody else did when they go to their first writer's round when they first move here, and they're like, wow, I should just go on back home. And so that was a crazy thing to just, when you're back in Alabama and you're like, oh, I'm writing good songs.
For sure.
And then you come here and you're like, oh my God, I'm writing shit songs.
So what was it like getting in rooms, with some of these artists and songwriters?
Dude, it was obviously it was what it was at first. It's that awkward like learning process when you're first sitting in a room with somebody you don't know, and especially if you haven't done the co-writing thing really ever before.
For sure.
You don't know people, and you're going into this room and supposed to just lay your heart out on the line and be completely vulnerable with a stranger. Dude, it's weird. I mean, so yeah, I guess that was a bit of a learning curve to get used to co-writing.
Absolutely.
But after you do it, it's like riding a bike, anything like that.
Yeah.
Drinking beer. After you do it quite a few times, you figure it out.
For sure. What about like getting in the studio? That first time, how was that experience? Especially living here.
All right, so we'll go back to my first time ever in a studio.
Yeah.
So back when I was in these terrible rock cover bands, there was this studio in Eclectic, Alabama.
Yep.
That's what they call it, and it was probably 25 minutes from where I grew up, and it was called Guest House Studios, I think it was called. And we went in there. We didn't really have any original songs. I think we showed up and this guy was like going to record 4 songs for us. I think it was like another birthday gift type thing for one of us guys in the band. And we show up and he's like, what do you want to record? And we're like, oh, I don't know. We really like playing Detroit Rock City. And he was like, y'all don't have any like original songs? Like, I don't know. Dude, I think we might have just made them up pretty much like right on the spot.
That's
we just
great.
like went in there and did the whole thing. My dad still has the CD. I mean, this was back when they like, this is, I guess, close to 20 years ago. And so it was, everything was on CDs, and oh my gosh, dude, we were so bad, and the recording was just a mess.
Damn.
I don't think we sang on any of it. We might have sang on some of it. Actually, we did. We did sing on some of it, but it was the guitar player that was singing on it. So that was like my first into it
For sure.
of a studio. And then I was playing drums.
Yeah.
And so I got to go into the studios a lot as a drummer before I ever went in as like a vocalist and whatnot. But yeah, coming up here and being a vocalist, especially like even singing on like demos when you have like a track guy in the room or something, like that's another really difficult thing to learn in terms of like how to sing on a mic in a studio.
Absolutely.
So that was a bit of another learning curve. Everything's just a learning curve, dude.
Yeah.
Here.
Who are some of the guys that maybe like helped you out, or girls, that kind of helped you?
Trey Lewis, 1,000%. He was absolutely a big help when we first got here. It's funny, Trey's one of my best buds in the whole world. When we first got here, he was like, well, let's all go out. I'll introduce you guys to some people. Do you know Trey? Have you ever met Trey? So you know how Trey's like personality is. So like we go out and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna introduce y'all to all kind of folks out here. We show up to Revival.
Yeah.
And he's like, we walk in, he's like, well, here's everybody. And then he just walks off. And so me and Mitch are standing there and we're like, what? Dude, so we just had to like go out and introduce ourselves to people. It was like cold calling, basically.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're brand new to town.
That's some of the best relationships though made in this town. You know?
I'm telling you. Yeah, just the random going up to somebody and being like, especially when it's like not even a writer's round and you're just like going up to random people because you don't know them.
Right.
Like, they look like fun. Might as well go up and talk to them.
Exactly.
So, yeah, dude, I've done a ton of that.
What was your first song look like? You know, the first song you put out, like maybe in Nashville?
First song, so I came up here and I wrote a song I did like a 3-day thing with Tyler Reeve, Cole Taylor, Adam Hood, and Eric Dillon.
Heck yeah.
They were all like writers that had agreed. One of my buddies, Bradley Jordan, over at Peachtree Entertainment, like set me up to come up here early on. And so he gave me the chance to come up here and write with these. I mean, I think at the time, dude, in case you didn't know, was like #1 at radio.
Those are all great writers.
Dude,
I was going to say, like
heavy hitters. I mean, Cole, of course, had the FGL stuff. Adam is Adam, dude, and I've known of Adam stuff for forever, obviously. Him being, Alabama centered and, and Eric Dillon, I mean, obviously. Even now, dude, like all the Riley stuff and whatnot. So it was a lot of heavy hitters. So I came up here, and the first one I ever released was called Hold My Beer. I wrote it with Tyler and Cole. I say I wrote it. I was in the room, and they were like, you got anything that, you're interested in writing? I didn't know how to do this. My first time ever, like, for real, like, co-writing with, like, big-time guys. And I was like,
you thought it was a trick question?
I was like, nah, I don't have anything. I was like, I hope y'all got something. They were like, well, what kind of, music do you want to do? And I was like, party music, like music for the bars. Music for stuff I was playing really at the time, just a bunch of college bars. And I was like, maybe something like Hold My Beer. Obviously, I didn't even know that like Trace Adkins had a Hold My Beer song or whatnot. Yeah, like, that'll work. So, dude, they sat down and they wrote that song in like 30 minutes. Dude, it was so quick and it was so easy for them.
Damn.
And there was like, I would maybe say something and they would just take like a word of what I said and then they'd turn it into this crazy thing. I remember sitting there and Cole Taylor just spit off this like rappy cadence part that's in the song, and I was mind blown.
That's so cool
as to how he did that. That was crazy. So anyway, Hold My Beer was like the first one that I ever did, and I went and recorded it. Tyler got me set up in a studio down on Music Row. Got to record it there. Remember, like Jim Cooley mixed it. Dude, it was just like all these heavy hitters on it. And cool. I didn't even know at the time. I was so green, so new to town.
Yeah.
I had no idea like who was touching the music. The session guys that were on it were insane players.
Well, I mean, even to your point, even maybe at that time too, like those guys were just really getting their massive cuts,
That's
and
right.
it's like it's unless you're deep into the industry and you're studying who's writing for these other artists that are blowing up. It's like you won't know. They don't promote it really. They don't really give like promotion to the writers, if that makes sense.
Dude, it's that thing where like when you're growing up and you're hearing these songs, you obviously just think the artist wrote the song.
Yeah.
You don't even know about songwriting. You know? And obviously I didn't know about songwriting probably until I was maybe in high school or so, when I really found out like, oh shit, like there are people writing these songs like for these artists. Or, sometimes obviously now a lot of the times the artist is in the room, but like just you never know about that.
Right. Well, even like Cody Johnson, I saw a video of him the other day and someone was like, he's just a guy that knows how to pick songs. Because like he doesn't write a lot of his songs, but he knows how to pick
That's
good
right,
ones.
dude. You got to know how to hear the hit song and be like, that's a hit song.
No, yeah. It's super cool.
Yep.
So what was that gig, you played and you were like, dang, I'm doing something really cool. Like you're like
I'm not sure if I've played it yet. Maybe that one's still on the way. Let me think on that. What would be that gig? We might have to like edit this part to let me sit here and think for 5 minutes, dude.
Maybe the craziest gig. A really memorable one.
Probably my first time ever playing at the Blue Room in Statesboro, Georgia.
Yeah.
It's such an awesome venue in general, and we had been playing just a bunch of these like lower level bars and whatnot, college town bars that didn't really have like a massive production or like a big light show, or like the stage was usually like, put together right before you went and played, and they tear it down afterwards. So like playing that show at the Blue Room in Statesboro, where it was a legit stage, that it was a packed room of, I don't know, I think their cap was like, I'm not sure what cap there is, probably like fire code like 750, and there was probably 1,500 people in there, you know what I mean? And they treated us like rock stars, dude. We got all the alcohol we wanted for free, all the food we wanted for free. Had a green room, probably the first time I ever had a green room. Their sound system was rocking, light show was crazy, and everyone in the crowd was in it from like the first song.
I love that.
And we were playing covers, obviously. We didn't even have probably any originals. We were maybe Hold My Beer.
Yeah.
We would play that one. But back then, dude, we were just like playing covers we grew up listening to, or what was hot on the radio at the time.
For sure.
But that was probably one of my first ones where I was like, oh, I'm doing something.
That's sick.
I
love that. Do you go back home and play a lot?
Dude, I rarely get to go back to Alabama.
Yeah.
It's so... I think maybe I played Alabama so much that I don't know. There's really not a ton of spots to play in Alabama anymore, unless I'm selling like super hard tickets, which I'm still up and coming, dude. There's probably not a ton of people that know me, so like I don't know how many tickets I'd be worth or whatnot. One of those things where we're still kind of jumping into that thing right now. So yeah, usually if I go back to Alabama, I'm just going back home to see family, get out on the lake or something like that. We play a lot more in the Midwest nowadays.
Heck yeah, no,
a ton in the Midwest. And honestly, I love the Midwest because they give a shit about country music.
They're big, they're big country fans,
and they want to hear your stuff.
Exactly.
They don't just want to hear you sing They don't want to hear you sing Morgan Wallen over and over. They want to hear what you're putting out. And so I'm 100% down with that. Shout out to the Midwest.
Heck yeah,
they're the best.
No, that's really cool. Earlier you mentioned something you were going into PT, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about that experience, and was it hard to move on from that?
No, not at all, dude. I mean, I hated school. I did not like it at all. So I was not stoked to be going to school for another 3 years after I graduated to get the doctorate. I think it was probably more hard on my mom than it was anybody, me doing that call and being like, hey, Mom, like I know we've been planning on me being a physical therapist and making all these millions of dollars and whatnot, but I'm not going to go, and I'm going to move to Nashville, and I'm going to write songs. And she was like, excuse me? And I was like, you heard me right. That's what I'm going to do. She's like, you really need to think about that. And I was like, I already have. I'm moving in like 2 weeks.
Damn.
And so that was, I don't think it was a hard transition, I guess, for me, because I've loved music for so long. It's always just been innately in me no matter what.
For sure.
So it was one of those things that even if I would have gone to PT school and done that, I probably would have found some way into music again, either or.
Damn, that's really cool. Do you like to hop on the drums once in a while still?
And just sometimes for fun, but I won't do it in a live setting. We have done it once. We played a bar in Indiana where some of my dad's stepmom and little brothers live.
Heck yeah.
And we were just playing a little country bar up there, and I just wanted to do it for fun because my parents were there. Like my dad was there. I knew it would be like a moment for him to be like, he's back on the drums, you know. So I got back there and played White House Road, and let my bass player get up there and sing it. And that was fun. But the thing is now when I sit behind a drum set, like it used to be so easy, and now I sit behind a kit, and dude, they ain't lying when they say if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah.
Because dude, sitting behind that kit now, it just feels so unnatural, like so crazy. And it's weird because my brain knows what I want it to do. Like I know exactly like what kind of pattern I'd like to play if I was going to do like a cool feel, but my hands are just like, nah, bro, we are not going to do that. Absolutely. So then the cool feel of like turns into like, you know, and then it's just a train wreck at that point. But yeah, sometimes I'll get back on there for fun.
No, that's awesome. So obviously when you first moved here, you're going out, you're meeting a lot of people. You're probably checking out some writers' rounds and stuff.
All the time. What
was that experience like going from watching them to actually like playing them?
It was great to get my first one. My first writers' round was at Revival. Heck so yeah. I think that night Mitch met, I guess Vinny at the time was probably booking Revival. So I think we might have met Vinny at some point in that night, and Mitch was managing me, obviously, at that time. And so he reached out to Vinny and was like, hey, how can we get Clay on Revival? And he was like, we got some spots in the next like few weeks. So I guess like a month into it, I'm playing a writer's round. Dude, I had no songs. Also, I just moved here, and I only really knew Trey. So like getting into rooms with people, doing the whole meeting people thing. So I think I went up there and just probably played a few terrible songs that I had written on my own, and maybe one co-write that I'd had in the month of meeting, 3 or 4 people, something like that. So I was very nervous to be doing that one, especially after going to the round that I went to the first time and hearing those songs. But it was fun, dude. And then I used to play them. Once I'd had that first one, I used to play a writer's round like once a week.
Yep.
It's crazy. I've been here for 7 years now. And I honestly, I rarely play them now.
Yeah.
Once every, blue moon, once every couple months.
Well, even like, I feel like I moved here a little over 4 years ago now. And I feel like even since then, the culture's kind of changed where like, people don't want to be seen down on Broadway. Now it's kind of spreading to almost Midtown, it seems like. You don't want to be seen playing down there at all.
I don't know. It's a weird thing. And it also feels like even with the culture, like, it feels like more people are finding out about Midtown. Midtown used to be like our secret as locals, and now like everybody's going there.
Well, it's even spreading out to like the National Palace and Scoreboard now, like or Skinny Dennis. Like there's a lot of people that
East
come
is
to
gonna
town.
start getting invaded. Like I don't know what the new spot is to go that no one knows about.
Yeah, no, it's hard. I mean, honestly,
the Rusty Nail, baby.
Yeah, the Rusty Nail. Or what's the Music City Bar and Grill?
Yeah, Music City Bar and Grill is a good one. Yeah.
No, that's really cool. So you had a song just come out July 19th, or June 19th.
June 19th, yep.
Tell us about that one.
Yeah, it's a song called Drinking the Night. I actually wrote it about my time at Auburn University. We had a bar called Sky Bar there at Auburn. And, dude, I lived at Sky Bar, it felt like, when I was in college.
I've heard about this bar so many times living in Nashville. I need to go check it out. I've heard
it's nuts. It's a crazy bar. It's huge. And so we would go out there. Dude, I would be at Sky Bar Tuesday through Sunday. It felt like, for real. We just go out and it just became the thing that we did. You're in college, you know how it is.
Right. You got a basketball game here. Yeah, that's one of those things.
So I wrote that about the experiences of being there, having, a few too many to drink, and just getting that liquid courage and going out and just like hitting on girls. And just, it's that thing where I feel like I would, back when I was that young and like just getting a little drunk, you just like, I would see this girl and just be like, yep, I'm going to marry that one right there. You know what I mean? And so the whole premise of the song was I fall in love when I get drunk, and I've been drinking tonight. So it's like almost a warning to the girl. It's like, you better slow down if you're going to come over here and talk to me now. So that was the whole kind of idea of that song. It's just the Sky Bar days, just young and drinking and getting the liquid courage to go like talk to a girl or ask her to dance and whatnot. And then just being like, she's the greatest. And you wake up the next day and it's like, I'm not even sure if I got her name or anything like that, you know, but she was awesome.
Right. No.
You know,
that's so
just
cool.
that college fun.
Absolutely. And then you're following it up. We got July 10th.
That's right. Yeah, we got one called Whiskey on Mine coming out after that. A lot of drinking songs these days.
That's fun. That's party music, right?
I've got a bit of a pattern going on with these first couple for sure. That one was based kind of off an idea of my girlfriend now. She was never a beer drinker back in the day. And she does drink beer now. I actually got her on the beer train, but she used to always drink rum and diets, and I would just drink beer all the time. And I try to get her to try it. She'd be like, "Oh, I hate that," and whatnot. But when I would drink beer, she would always love when I'd like get up closer and talk to her because she loved the smell of it coming off of me. So the idea of that was, you know, she won't put it to her lips, but she sure likes the taste of whiskey on mine. We changed to whiskey because she sure likes the taste of beer on mine. Didn't sound cool. Right. So we were like, whiskey, you know, that sounds way cooler. Yeah. So we'll just do that. But that's where the premise of that whole thing came from. And with those songs, dude, we're trying to kind of dig back into that music. Like, really with the sound sonically, I wanted to go back to just the sound of what it felt like riding in the truck, like with my dad, with the windows down back when I was like a kid. That music I grew up on, or being out on the boat, like when we were out on Lake Martin in Alabama. Just some of those just awesome old school Easton Corbin, Billy Currington, you know, even John Party's older stuff, like that 2000s nostalgic feel of just what I grew up listening to. Even a little bit of Alan Jackson. It's not as much like sonically like a 90s sound. Mm-hmm. I can't pull off like a Zach Top type thing because my voice is not that twangy. So I wouldn't even try for something like that. But kind of that 2000s vibe is kind of what we were going for.
Absolutely.
It's been a lot of fun. I got to basically I co-produced pretty much the whole thing with my guitarist and one of my best friends in the whole world. So we did it all in-house, and then we got one of my best friends, Jerry Jacobs, to mix it. And then, you know, mastering, we used Nathan Dantzler, who's done a ton of my stuff in the past. So it's all, like, been a very in-house project.
Hell yeah.
And, like, one of the first times that I've actually got to sit there and nitpick everything in the song. It was like, if I didn't like it, I'd just be like, yep, don't like that. Let's redo it. Because, again, it's my guitar player playing the parts, and he's, you know, been on the road with me for years, so I can be harsh on him and not feel bad if I'm like in a studio with somebody I don't know really well and they're like, what do you think about this? And I'm like, oh man, that's great, dude. But like, you really get that hands-on experience like working with like some of your best friends. So I've loved that whole aspect of really cool. Doing it this way this time.
Hell yeah. Well, speaking of the song, speaking of music, you brought your guitar today. I think we should get into
it's downstairs, but I can go down and get it.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Well, cool, let's do it.
Sweet, we're back. Check. What's this first song you got for us?
We'll do Drinking Tonight, seeing that it just came out. We might as well go ahead and start off swinging with the new stuff.
Hell yeah.
Something that somebody can go out and stream a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. It's out now.
Yeah, let's do it. Just rock and roll?
Yeah, run it.
It was supposed to be at 2 and done Tuesday night. Close my tab and catch a ride till you came walking into the room. Lights were off tequila, but I asked you what you shoot. You told me Casamigos and I ordered a few. Well, a few turned into 4, and I've been down this road. So I said, girl, before we go too far, you should know I'll be drowning out the band with this beating in my chest, asking if you want to dance, falling head over my 2 left boots between me and you. I'm about a round away from carried away and making a move. Soon as I catch a buzz, it's just a matter of time. I fall in love when I get drunk, and I've been drinking tonight. Baby, I don't mean to call you baby. Maybe we should take a minute before we take it too far. Yeah, I'm a drunken Romeo, heart on my sleeve for letting go. Girl, it's like Cupid follows me to the bar. And now I'm drowning out the band with this beating in my chest, asking if you want to dance, falling head over my two left boots. Between me and you, I'm about a round away from carried away and making a move. Soon as I catch a buzz, it's just a matter of time. I fall in love when I get drunk, and I've been drinking tonight. I feel like I can't look up at you because I'm singing a song about falling in love. I just need to stare right here. Just keep looking down. Well, I hope you don't mind if I call you mine. I told you this would happen, it looks like I was right. 'Cause now I'm drowning out the band with this beating in my chest, asking if you wanna dance, falling head over my two left boots. Between me and you, I'm about a round away from carried away and making a move. Soon as I catch a buzz, it's just a matter of time. I fall in love when I get drunk, and I've been drinking tonight. Oh, I've been drinking tonight. Yeah, I've been drinking tonight. Oh, yeah. Girl, I've been drinking.
Let's go.
One down, baby.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. Who, you might have said this already, but who wrote that one?
That one was myself, Jasper Charles, and Justin Holt. We were all three on that one.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
good
dude.
tune.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, dude.
What's the second one you got?
We might as well just keep rolling on with the stuff that's either released or about to be released.
Hell yeah.
We'll go with Whiskey on Mine next. Again, ultimately, should be Beer on Mine, but Beer on Mine doesn't sound cool, so we went with Whiskey on Mine. So we'll try this one out for size.
Hell yeah.
She likes Merlot and Moscato, Chardonnay and Rosé. She likes both color bottles from both kinds of grapes. There was that one trip to Cabo where she shot Jose. She likes mimosas but won't touch what's in my cup and can't explain. When that Black Label bottle's getting me brown liquor buzzing, she gets this look in her blues. Her red dress comes undone when it's number 7 I'm sipping. She's kissing on me all night. Said Tennessee ain't her speed, but seems like she don't even mind. She won't put it to her lips, but she sure likes the taste of whiskey on mine. Yeah, I think it's growing on her. She can't get enough. She gets all hot and bothered. Jack's got my tongue, that 80 proof caught her lying. She said she won't even try it, but when I drank it, she likes it. Something just ain't adding up. So when that Black Label bottle's getting me brown liquor buzzing, she gets this look in her blues. Her red dress comes undone when it's number 7 I'm sipping. She's kissing on me all night. Said Tennessee ain't her speed, but seems like she don't even mind. She won't put it to her lips, but she sure likes the taste of whiskey on mine. I wish I knew how to play this thing a little bit better. If she keeps kissing me, Lynchburg's gonna be out of handles by the end of the week. 'Cause when that Black Label bottle's getting me brown liquor buzzing, she gets this look in her blues. Her red dress comes undone when it's number 7 I'm sipping. She's kissing on me all night. Said Tennessee ain't her speed, but seems like she don't even mind. She won't put it to her lips, but she sure likes the taste of whiskey on mine. Yeah, yeah, she won't put it to her lips, but she sure likes the taste of whiskey on mine.
Heck yeah.
Oh, yeah,
definitely two-step that one.
That's it. Yeah, it's a good two-stepping song for sure. Yeah.
That one's out July 10th.
July the 10th, yeah.
Hell
it's
yeah.
coming up Friday, I guess. Week from now.
Yeah, damn. Yeah. That is a week from now. Dude, this June has flown by. This summer's going to fly by. I can tell.
I know.
It's wild.
It always does.
Right.
Every time. The older I get, the faster it goes.
Yes, that's so true. Tell us about like some artists you maybe like opened up for in the past and maybe got to play some shows with.
Yeah, dude, I've been able to play some shows with Riley. A lot back in the day. We played last week. Played a festival with Randy Houser, which was awesome, dude. I've always loved Randy's stuff, and to see his show live, it's just, dude. What was crazy is I remember we were sound checking for this show last week, and we get done, and Randy's team was up next for sound check, and so we're like, his TM comes up there, and we were like, what all do we need to move and like get out of the way and whatnot, and they were like, nothing, man. We're just gonna like bring it on up here and just get it rolling when it's our time to go. And I was like, y'all aren't gonna sound check at all? He's like, no, man, we're good. And dude, they were. They just wild. Came out and did their thing. That was crazy. Yeah. So Riley, Randy, Lord, who else? We got Country Thunder coming up. I think Riley's actually on that night too.
Hell yeah.
On that one here in a few weeks.
What's the difference like playing festivals compared to like maybe like just some one-off shows?
The pace. Yeah. Dude, the pace of a festival. Getting in there and it being like, all right, like get your ass in here. It's time to get things going. Your sound check is, 15 seconds.
For sure.
Just make sure everything's working, and then you're rolling on versus, like, obviously, like a one-off gig in a club or something like that. Mm-hmm. You roll in 5 hours early, and you get as much time as you want to do it. So the festivals they're a blast, but obviously a little bit more stressful in terms of, like, getting it going right in that moment.
Yep, that makes sense. I mean? Absolutely.
But, dude, they're a blast, man.
Hell yeah.
So much fun.
What's this third one you got?
Let's see. I honestly didn't think about it too much. I guess this next one I'll do is it's called Countryside. It's that whole song about the girl from up north or from the Midwest meets the guy from down south, and she was never gonna date a guy from down south, and then before you know it, she's walking around barefoot in the yard and singing country songs and whatnot like that.
Love it.
So that's the whole premise behind this one right here. Wrote this one with Justin Holt once again and Jerry Jacobs. Out on a retreat actually in Port St. Joe. I think we had to all at least be about 15 beers deep, and this one came out sometime around 2 a.m. or so.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, she's always loved high heels, living in a high rise, a little bit of wine with a view of that skyline. Yeah, I bet she thought I was crazy when I said move out to Tennessee. But it looks like she's warming up to slowing down out here with me. 'Cause now she's walking barefoot in the backyard, swinging on the front porch with a radio singing Dixieland Delight. No, I can't believe my eyes, 'cause she's climbing in the cab in a camo jacket, picking up a hint of this hey y'all accent. She's getting hard to recognize, and knew she had a countryside. She got herself a set of Luke Casey's sitting by the bedroom door, and even bought a pair of Levi jeans, just cut them off real short. She loves the way that a tin roof sings when the summer rain's coming on down. Well, yeah, I bet that girl I met wouldn't even know who she is now, 'cause she's been walking barefoot in the backyard, swinging on the front porch with a radio singing Dixieland Delight. No, I can't believe my eyes. And she's climbing in the cab in a camo jacket, picking up a hint of this hey y'all accent. She's getting hard to recognize, and knew she had a countryside. Oh, knew she had a countryside. She don't miss the lights, don't miss the traffic. She likes back roads, windows cracked in. She caught her first largemouth bass in no time flat, 5 pounds, 6 ounces. And she's loving every minute of small town living, sweet tea sipping, cold beer tipping them back. would you look at that? 'Cause she's been walking barefoot in the backyard, swinging on the front porch with a radio singing Dixieland Delight. Well, no, I can't believe my eyes. And she's climbing in the cab in a camo jacket, picking up a hint of this hey y'all accent. She's getting hard to recognize. Who knew she had a countryside? Who knew she had a countryside? I damn sure like that countryside.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, that we'll spin on some countryside stuff.
That's sweet, man.
That's the Motown that comes out.
I love
from some of that stuff my dad and them used to always play around the house.
No, that's so funny because obviously, I'm from Michigan originally, and I would live an hour or 45 minutes outside the Detroit area,
yeah.
And my dad always would jam that stuff as well.
Oh,
man.
yeah,
like he still does.
Absolutely,
it's
really, the good stuff.
It is. It truly is. No, there's
really
some really good stuff. It might come back around. You never know.
Yeah, catch me out on the boat listening to the Bee Gees, because I do it. Yeah, I will. I'll be staying alive out there, baby.
Hell yeah. What's this last one you got?
I'm gonna throw a curveball in here that I didn't even plan on playing.
Sick.
So my granddaddy passed away probably about 10 years ago now, somewhere around that, and I never, obviously, he wasn't much of a talker, but I feel like if I ever had the chance to ask him how he would have wanted to roll out when it was his time, I feel like this kind of would have been his response to that whole thing. This song's called Take Me Out in a Truck.
Hell yeah.
Well, it's all I've ever known from the day I was born. Till they brought me home in a 4x4. My daddy gave me them keys when I turned 16. I was 10 feet tall, king of these streets. I've had so many firsts, sitting here in this cab, to let a slow ride and a hearse be the last. Man, an old black Cadillac would probably do, but don't roll me around in what I ain't used to. Let the engine lead the choir, gonna rev it up to red. Let the dirt on them tires be the dirt over my head. Tell the good Lord I'm ready, but I ain't in no rush. Windows down and the radio up, take me out in a truck. Before we hit the road, throw a ball cap on the dash, family photo on the rear view, and my gun on the rack. Load me up in the bed and throw it in drive. Take me down memory lane one more time. Yeah, an old black Cadillac would probably do, but don't roll me around in what I ain't used to. Let the engine lead the choir, gonna rev it up to red. Let the dirt on them tires be the dirt over my head. Tell the good Lord I'm ready, but I ain't in no rush. Windows down with the radio up, take me out in a truck. Don't give a damn what my headstone says, or what kind of box that I'll be buried in. But you won't catch me dead in anything but an old worn out bucket of rust. Man, an old black Cadillac would probably do, but don't roll me around in what I ain't used to. Let the engine lead the choir, gonna rev it up to red. Let the dirt on them tires be the dirt over my head. Tell the good Lord I'm ready, but I ain't in no rush. Windows down with the radio up, take me out in a truck. Take me out in a truck.
Let's go. That's a great tune, man.
Dude. Thank you so much.
Who'd you write that one with?
I wrote that one with Frank Romano and Randall Fowler.
Hell yeah.
Probably a year and a half ago, dude. Yeah. A couple great buddies of mine for sure.
That's really cool. Well,
yeah, dude.
Podunk Perspective, you heard it first. Go check out Clay Barker on all platforms. What's your social media at?
On Instagram at @ClayBarker_music, TikTok, Clay Barker Official, Facebook, Clay Barker.
Hell yeah.
ClayBarkerOfficial.com.
Hell yeah. You know where to find them.
You know where to find me now.
Cheers, bro. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate
Seth,
it.
Thank you for having me, bro. Yes. Appreciate it.
Thank y'all for tuning in to Podunk Perspective. We drop new episodes every Monday. Till next time.